Hello, this is going to be the KimberBell Love Notes Quilt Section 2 overview. Okay, so if you already watched my Section 1 videos, you can see my cameras in the background. Okay, those were, I want to just briefly review one and show you my spreadsheet I made to help me be organized, because I was getting a little overwhelmed with all the number of blocks. So this is the first section. These are the 3 cameras. Oh, let me explain what my chart is. Okay, helping me get organized helps me feel not so overwhelmed, because honestly, when I first looked at the directions for section 2, I got completely overwhelmed, put it away. Okay, I needed time to think about it. So the good news is I went away for a week and had time to think. So you've got this. I'm going to try not to give up and feel overwhelmed. So I like to get organized. So section 1 was pretty simple. It had the 3 cameras and it had 2 embroidery blocks, which I haven't done yet. So I want to show you my chart. Okay, these are the names of the blocks. Say cheese, strike a pose, oh snap, click, smile. Okay, and these are the different things that you might have to do to any block. Pieced, okay, or patchwork. That's applique. Top stitch means going around all the pieces that you appliqued, hand embroidery, and embellish beyond that. Okay, so you can see in section 1 it was pretty simple. I had 3 blocks that need to be appliqued and top stitch, 2 blocks that are only having embroidery, for a total of 5 blocks. And the directions are pages 1 through 12. That's what they're numbered in the pamphlet, or the directions. Okay, so then section 2 showed up, and I opened it up and I got really overwhelmed, and so this is actually when I started to decide to make the spread chart for section 2 so that I could start to get a grip on what was going on. Okay, so this is the Love You to Pieces, the X's and O's, Jar of Hearts, Sweet Talk, Sealed with a Kiss, those are the stamps, Bunches of Love. That's the stems for the flowers. Okay, there are some clues on the back of the directions to what these things might look like. Okay, so you can see that this is, instead of making 5 rows, there's 5 of these. That's why I put a 5 in there. Okay, so there's 5 of them that have to be pieced, the X's and O's. And that's all you're doing to those. They're just pieced or patchwork. Okay? Okay, if you're wondering, of course, the entire quilt gets top stitched when you're done. That's later, but I'm talking about in terms of right now. You're just going to piece 5 blocks. Okay, that's not too bad. I can do that. I've already been doing that with my Sunshine Stars quilt. Okay, the Jar of Hearts. This is the one where I just shut down. I have never worked with the vinyl. I'm nervous about cutting it and making a mistake because I only have 1 piece. So that is going to involve some applique. It is going to involve top stitching, and I have an asterisk here because this involves a special technique. Okay, I'm not getting into it right now, but so far for me that's the hardest block because of using the vinyl and making it look good. You only really have 1 shot, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. The 5 stamps, Sealed with a Kiss. There are 5 of them, and they will all need to be appliqued. They will all need to be top stitched, and then they will all need just a little bit of embroidery. And then the last one, the Bunches of Love, that's where you're embroidering the stems, hand embroidering the stems for the 3-dimensional flowers. Those won't be added on till later. Okay, so you can, I highlighted these because you can see up on the wall I already did the applique. I have not begun to top stitch anything yet. I might just wait and do them all at once because you kind of get on a roll. I don't want to get out my machine and do a couple of this and switch gears. For me, I can practice on something, get on a roll, and just crank them all out. So I'm sort of waiting. So section 1, and I did not embroider these, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, the beauty of me buying all my own stuff and doing my own thing is that I can do whatever I want. I'm not sure that I want text, words on my wall hanging. I just don't know how I feel about that yet. And if I did, I'm not sure if it's the words that they recommended. So for those blocks, I might replace them. Look at this book, I gotta get far enough away so you can see it. Okay. Creating scrapbook quilts. And yes, those are photographs in a quilt. There's a special process where you can transfer your photographs to fabric and insert those. And I thought, oh my gosh, this whole quilt is about memories and love notes and cameras and pictures, that I just might replace some blocks with something like this, because I got this at the thrift store and I've been really excited to make one. So maybe I can combine the two and make something really unique. So plus I just didn't feel like hand embroidering all those words. So I skipped those for now, and then I'm moving on to look at section 2. Okay, it has a total of 13 blocks. Eek! And the directions are pages 13 through 20. So I can now see that sections 1 and 2 are going to follow each other. Okay, section 1, pages 1 through 12. Section 2, pages 13 through 20. So you know that section 3 is going to start on page 21. Okay, I want to briefly go look at my embellishment list. Okay. This is my list from before of all the different parts and embellishments. Okay, so I want to look here at the French pink leather. It was row 1. I already used it for my hearts. Okay, and you can see in this section, this is still in the way, there we go. This is the only thing you're using that French pink leather for. That's why I put a blue check mark there. I'm done. Nothing else in the entire quilt calls for it. So I can take it out of row 1 and actually put it in my scrap bin. Okay, wait, look how much is left. This is why I did not cut 2 by 2 inch blocks. Luckily, I watched somebody else's video and they said just use the part you need, and look how much I have left. Okay, I have an amazing bin of all the scraps, so it's going in. Okay? All right. So the other, I'm going to review anything else here that says row 1 before I go on to row 2. All right, what else? Here it is. Love Your Selfie is 36 inches of the red and white twine, but you're not going to see that until page 41, even though it shows up in row 1 of the quilt. So you don't need to worry about that now. This is why it's a little bit confusing between row 1, week 1, section 1. Okay, this isn't coming up yet, even though it says row 1. Also here, this dimensional heart that says row 1. You're not going to see the directions for that until 41. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, and I just want to jump down here, the same exact thing. The clothespins are not going to be used until page 41 of the directions, okay, which sounds like the last toward the end. Okay, it's not the first 2 for sure. So here, the white felt. The only 2 places I'm using it is row 1, which I already did it. It's the little tiny flashes. And now the only thing left I'm going to need the white felt for is row 3. So I believe I already took the white felt out, and I went ahead and I put it into row 3 because I'm not going to need it until then. Okay? So, and then hopefully everything I need for row 2 should already be in my row 2 bag. Okay, so that's just my brief overview of all of the blocks. We should already have row 2 in there. Okay, they are. I know it because I already did it. I'm not going to go through it. I'm just showing you how I moved what I was finished with. I marked it off. And for the one I was totally done with, I could put it into my scrap pile. Don't throw it away. Okay, save it. So that's just a quick overview of what's going on for section 2, it is called. Okay, I will come back and do a video on the piecing, X and O's if you want. Although there's a lot of videos on piecing the X's and O's type thing on YouTube, so I might wait and do the jar if I do the jar. Another reason I'm not sure about the jar is I'm not really sure if I want plastic on my quilt. I hate to say it, I'm just not sure yet. So I'm kind of waiting, and I might find a different idea with the, if I am going to do plastic, maybe something different like a window. I don't know. So I could definitely do the X's and O's, and what other simple one was there? Let's see. Oh, and the stamps. Those are cute. I can do the stamps. So this week I'm going to work on the X's and the O's and the stamps. And I'm going to, this is an embroidery one with a quote, so that one I'm going to wait, might become a photograph. And the jar of hearts, I still am processing in my mind and rereading the directions. If you have the directions, read them a couple times and see what you do. And this is an embroidery one that I'll probably have to do if I want to add those flowers. Okay, so good luck, everybody. With it, I'll come back later in the week or tomorrow and do dive into the details of some of the blocks. So good luck, and I hope you did well on some of the first part. I'm going ahead and jumping into the second part, and if you want to go rogue and do something different, go for it. Okay, there's no rules. You can do it whatever you want, however you want, and make it your own. I like to do that, and then it also becomes unique. If that makes you nervous, then keep to the directions. I just haven't decided yet, and so I can always change my mind in the future and go back and do the embroidery or the ones that I skipped. But for now, good luck, everybody. You've got this. Thanks for watching.